Alright folks, I promised everybody a Staining tutorial. I'm going to show you, I have a funky method of doing it. It works for me. I bought a dozen of these at a dollar store for $1. They're about an inch tall by about an inch and a half around. All I do to make the tea, I'm not going to use this color, but I'd already made up the others before I thought about it. I put just a little bit of paint in the bottom of the cup, pour some straight tap water on it, put the lid back on, and just like when you tint the paint at Walmart, you gotta shake it. And sometimes you don't get the lid on good and it shakes the yellow stuff all over you like this one's doing. Oh, this lid's got a crack in it. See? Makes just a nice, useless tea. I personally prefer big fluffy brushes like this to do my tea staining with. I'm going to start with an earth color. Soak your brush. And it helps a lot if you're holding the cup when you do it. I go all the way across the top because that's where the most pollution would have gotten. And sometimes you make your tea a little too thin, you have to go back and add paint to it. That's the great thing about this too. If you run low, add paint or add water, just whichever you decide you need. This one I can tell is going to need a lot more paint because this is coming out very thin. I'm having to put a lot on here and I don't have the paint over here because I put it up like a dummy. Yeah, my wife's probably sitting here sniggering and you just can't hear her on the thing. And it really, I always start with an earth tone near the bottom because the other colors are gonna wash it out. You'll barely be able to see this brown when I'm done. I also have a cup of clean water. This one has the blood of 1,000 tombstones on it, but it's actually clean water inside it. And when this is done, it'll be a lovely, disgusting shade of obtuse gray. That's another thing. Make sure you have a board or an old sheet of foam that you can't use that you can sit this on because it's going to make a mess. Alright, I've got the front side of that stained about like I want it. Turn it around. See, the back looks naked now. So, which I didn't do a whole lot of detail on the back of these. Hit them with a wire brush a little bit, but still, we all like realism, and there's nothing less realistic than a non-three-dimensional stone. Alright, I'm going to put that around so we rinse that. Now we'll go back and do a little bit of green on the back. This green is very bright, and I think I may have mixed it a little too thick, but it's going to be okay. Because that's starting to look awesome. Another little trick, hang it about an inch above the top, and just tap the brush, and it splatters. Believe it or not, under the right lighting, these colors really do pop. I always start with earth tones on the bottom, work my way up. Next I'll go with white, and then I'll go with black on top of that. And when it's all said and done, it'll have a really unique color scheme to it. As it is, I'm starting to kind of like the way it's coming out. It looks like it's been under a tree for, oh, I don't know, about 300-400 years. You know, all that good nasty sap and all that stuff. Got enough green on there for me. Also, should have put this out before. You do this to taste. See, I like to do a little bit of white. That's my brush. A little bit of black, and that's way too much black. I'll go back over that with some white. See, now you've got that really cool steel dust. See, we live in the South, and there's a steel mill about every 3 miles where I live. So everything gets this lovely black patina like this, which is really good for some things and really bad for the environment. I can hear little fluffy bunnies just squalling because I'm doing this, but it'll be okay. And this is one of my favorites. Tap a little bit of white on top there, and it kind of looks like a bird pooped on the stone. Notice I'm not touching the stone with this white. I'm just sprinkling, because birds don't just sit right down on the stone and go. They fly over it and drop bombs, especially on cars. I think those fuzzy, feathery little. And there's one out of the way. I've got 3 more of these to do, plus I'm working on a monument right now. So let me know what you folks think. I'm not sure how these colors are going to turn out, but I hope it's good.